Hello, this is the Broken Controller Show. I'm George, and this is Just a Tip South Park. I'm going to show you a little bit about how to build a character. This is for the warrior. I currently use a lot of dots with this character. I built him mostly for his assault and battery and his Rochambeau. His bullet rush works kind of well, and his ground stomp is great for clearing out regular enemies. His assault and battery does a lot of damage, not by just the abilities. It heals himself with that as well, but it works well with the Rochambeau because of the fact that Rochambeau will stun you and then gross you out. Grossing out people is like poison, so it will hurt them continuously for the next couple turns. With assault and battery on top of that, it does damage to stun targets. Restores my energy, and with that max level, with each swing of the bat, which is up to 4 times, I can inflict bleed damage, and bleed damage stacks. So I'm doing 2 different sets of dots on an opponent. On top of that, with my inventory, my main weapon, I usually have a fire sword, or fire damage attached to it, which gives 3 different forms of dots on that opponent. And if you don't know what dots are, it's damage over time. Now with 3 different forms that stack up to 5 times, you can deal ridiculous amounts of damage without even swinging a blade or using one of your abilities. Now you can use this with other teammates too. Like Cartman can light people on fire as well. And with Kyle's Rain of Arrows, he often inflicts bleed when you use a perfect ability on it. And with Stan's last ability as well, Way of the Sword, he will cause a fire effect. And with his Mark for Death, you can stack that again like boss fights to whittle down people's armor. And on top of that, I usually build all-out defensive equipment with a lot of HP. That way I can't be killed while they're taking repeated damage every single turn, on top of my guys attacking them. With your farting ability before even a combat starts, you can even gross them out beforehand and get a cheap stun. Oh well, it's not going to work against the zombies, but you can get a cheap stun into first turn by attacking them. Now, I might not be able to gross them out because of what they are.
Oh, hell no!
But I can use assault and battery upon them. And with hitting it directly, bam, bleeding, 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 and bleeding. Well, I accidentally killed him because I'm that much more powerful than him. With this helmet, it allows me to do it again. I will try not to kill this guy. I'll just let it go. I'll just let it go. Now he's going to take continuous amounts of damage throughout the turn. I'm going to make sure I miss this. There we go. Look, he took 1,000 damage, and that's 1 stack. It stacks up to 5 times. That's 5,000 damage per every action he takes. While with my Rochambeau, I will be continuously stunning him and grossing out normal enemies. With this combo, you can just abuse every enemy that isn't a boss. Most bosses even that aren't zombified. The only one this works against mostly is zombies, and that's only because you can't use the gross out. Gross out will be doing the same amount of dots as well. And stacking that up with the fire and with Stan being on your team as well for boss fights, you can stack 2 times the fire, 5 times the bleeding effect, and the gross out effect as well. That's a lot of damage without even taking your turn. You can just camp and turtle these guys until you win the fucking match. It's abusive. If you can't tell, I kind of like the warrior class. You can do something similar with the thief, but you're not going to be as tanky. But you probably could do it more effectively, maybe? I haven't tried it out. But it feels like it's more effective with the warrior class because you can take all the damage in the world and just use healing items. Because at the beginning of every turn, each character can use one of his abilities, which is like his mark for death or whatever, to, you know, do damage, or he can use healing items or just items in general. I'll show you that right now. As I throw a used tampon at a zombie. Because why not? A bloody used tampon. Sure.
Come to try and stop me? It isn't gonna work.
See, at the beginning of every turn, you can use an item. And you can still... I'll use this. A mana potion. Get some Chinese food in me. And I can still attack and use abilities. So, in a boss fight, I'll use this ground stomp. At max level, you can stun all the enemies to set them up for other things. Bam! Perfect jump. Massive damage to all enemies. They're all stunned. And now, well, I can use a magic missile, because why not? It doesn't hurt them, but just, why not throw a maxi pad at an enemy? I mean, it makes me feel really good. Burning Cloud.
This shall be a day for all to remember.
Cartman, Kyle, Kenny, and to a small degree Butters have plenty of wave clear, and I would say using... Oh, I forgot his name. Well, how can I call myself a South Park fan without remembering Jimmy? I'd rather have Timmy, but his final ability uses an area of effect as well. But since he's so squishy he can die quickly, I don't like bringing him out. And a lot of his abilities are buffing your characters. But with a build like this on your character, I'll show it again, you can deal massive damage. And this is just on the normal difficulty, so it's not as powerful. And don't forget the perks. I went with this. Inflicting more damage on stun targets, because most of the time you're going to be stunning your targets. Extra melee damage, I figured okay, because my melee is my fire weapon. Increasing my PP so I can do more revive potions, is just kind of bad things happen. And dirty fighting. Suffering from grossed out because of I'm going to be grossing out a lot of opponents with my stun on top of that. And bloodlust because your main ability is making people bleed. That's what you're going to be doing, is making them bleed out. And it increases your damage on bleeding enemies and decreasing their damage dealt to you. Now, the next thing I was going to get was Pyromancy, just because fire damage and all the dots in the game are right here. Makes you deal more damage to people that you're inflicting all these dots to. I don't know if the perks stack with everything that's happening to the enemy, but it definitely doesn't hurt since you're going to be inflicting a lot of dots and you're building tanky. They won't be able to deal as much damage to you. You'll have a large amount of health because of all the different strap-ons and attachments you'll be able to put on your enemy. I would pretty much go with a lot of restoration abilities and max HP and armor. Just anything that has armor, just put it on. I was running SWAT for a long time until like the end game started coming up. And even the KKK armor, but you know, that's just racist. That's just wrong. Yeah, now you could use that too. Or you could go with the makeover outfit. I mean, come on. Sexy. Oh, we're going full makeover. Where is it? There it is. Let's go full weird. Come on, there's got to be a little tiara or something. Come on. Ah, nothing. But your modifications are what you're going to be using. A lot of health and a lot of damage with like DP dot weapons. That's just a little weird. I should take that helmet off. Maybe it'll make it less weird. There we go. Now it's a little less weird. Now he just looks like a little nerdy chick. He's a boy. Just so everyone knows, he's a boy. But see how I got adds 50 fire damage on perfect attack. That's pretty much what you want to do, is you want to get as many buffs on these things as you can. Even the tampon. It can hit up to 6 random targets and adds 3 bleeding on perfect attacks. Which, if you're at any point in the game, you're going to probably be perfecting attacks. So just get used to the fact that you should be perfecting your attacks. I mean, it does play a lot like Super Mario Bros. RPG. So, as long as you get to perfecting your attacks down, you should be getting everything with perfecting your attacks. Because you should be perfecting your attacks every time. All the time. Just all the time. There might be an occasional screw-up, but if you are getting anywhere in this game, you should be perfecting your attacks. Well, that was my build for the warrior class, and wow, what happened to my little boy? He used to have a goatee and everything. Now I just prettied him up. It's kind of weird. Ha. Fire. Fuck you. Oh, what? You better walk away, fat boy. Well, that's my guide to building a warrior class in South Park. I haven't tried it on hard mode, but as effective as it's been, I would assume you could go into hard, and I think there might be another hard difficulty. Let me check. Oh no, it's just hardcore. You could probably go into hardcore with this setting and still dominate because of all the dots you'll be putting on the people. I mean, hell, 5k damage on every turn guaranteed without using an ability or your attacks. I mean, come on. That's just using one ability. That's not, you're probably doing 7k each turn. To bosses, to regular enemies, it makes you an unstoppable killing machine, and they can't kill you. I mean, how could you go wrong? Well, this is the Broken Controller Show, and that's just the tip. I'm George, and come back for a few more of our other videos, like my crappy Strider videos that you can make fun of me on. Well, goodbye. Points for anything else. And when you beat and defeat enemies, it'll be using it anyway, so just keep using it.
Another girl will be sacrificed. I don't want that.
Now, how you level up in this game is by doing quests and side quests,
I hope you can make every.
which you can get some from talking to residents and going to this board right here. I have a quest to turn in, so we'll turn this one in real quick. The Gift of Gratitude. Quest completed. See, I get more